Whoever just spoke then was very quiet to me. And did we get anything for the inn? And before then either?
I might ding.
Mm-hmm.
I might ding.
In fact, I don't think we had any since before we left. Since we last left the keeper. So anything?
Indeed.
I don't know if there's anything in any of the other sessions. For example, in what was the name of the town again?
Holgren.
I'm still 600 shy.
Holgrim, yeah. I don't think we got anything there.
Well, but are you? What level are you right now?
2.
Oh, okay.
But then I don't know whether we earned any there or anything. So.
Oh, but I think you guys are a little behind me only because my character didn't die.
That's right.
This
Rub
is
it in a bit more, why don't you? You
Sorry.
not dying person, you.
I'm squishy, and so I stay away from bitey things.
Or swallowy things, as the case was. But didn't so much bite as just consume.
Well, I said things because there's a in the insect keeping world, which technically it's not an insect. There's a thing called an orange bitey thing.
That's a good name for an insect. Is it orange and bitey?
It is orange and it is bitey.
I'm very glad to hear that.
And it has 8 legs.
That's not an insect then. That's a spidery arachnid thing.
And arachnid, exactly. That's why I said technically it's not an insect. But it is also not a spider.
It's not a scorpion?
Yeah, it's not a true spider. But it's an orange bitey thing. So I am squishy. I stay away from bitey things. Yes. But it bites. You know, Mark, now I'm where to go.
I'm looking at the orange bitey thing on Wikipedia right now, and it is very orange.
It is, isn't it? You should see some YouTube videos of them. They're beautiful.
No. There's no such thing as a beautiful arachnid.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It should be Dutch, though, being that orange. You know, that's really the orange of the Dutch.
It's pumpkin colored. It is orange.
The orange baboon tarantula is very defensive and will bite immediately if provoked.
You don't even have to look up orange baboon tarantula. You can just look up orange bitey thing.
That's what I looked up, huh?
Yeah. And you still get pictures of it.
Nope, not doing
it. If it weren't for the fact that I don't want tarantulas in my house, like if we ever got a tarantula, this would be like a cool one to have just because it's so bright orange. At least if I found it wouldn't startle me. Like it's bright orange, you'd see it.
Which means I would have.
What's that?
I would have more.
You're really quiet today. You're cutting out everything.
Cutting out.
I am?
Yeah.
Like your first 4 syllables come through and then that's it.
Interesting.
That was still only 4 syllables.
Orange bitey thing is from Mozambique. So there you go. And the Usambra Mountains.
Sorry, I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, why do I hear a razor going? And I realize, because Mark's in the basement, why would I hear a razor going? It's Ethan brushing his teeth. with his fuzzy.
Okay. This spear that you had acquired at the poor young lady whose house you burned.
Poor young lady, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Am I better now?
We can't find another 60 XP anywhere.
Oh,
Another
here.
55. Oh man, guys, we gotta do something. I need 55 more XP. I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
Really
That's
harsh.
okay.
Am I better?
Yes. Well, the problem I had was that it seemed like you cut out a bit.
Yeah, you need to speak a bit more than that before now.
Mike is right by me, so I'm not sure.
No,
Hey, it's working
sounds
now.
good, yeah.
Okay.
And by poor young innocent woman, you mean the witch of the Coven of the Seven Stars, yeah?
Yeah, that too.
Shame we
Ouch,
burned her
she
house
was
down
young.
and slaughtered her on her own stoop, but hey, there you go.
Set the poor lady's house on fire. She had to come running out and find out what was going on. The spear that you'd recovered, yeah, the javelin of Havern. I know you had asked about it last time. I don't recall. Did you actually have it with you?
The
No.
spear.
Yeah, where was it?
That's back at the inn.
Back at the end. Okay, I kind of thought that.
I'm fully wrapped, if I remember correctly. We were not making it super visible at all. But we decided it wasn't the sort of item we wanted to be carrying around with us.
Right. Okay, so I believe where we last left off, you were still at the Abbey. So let's pick it up there.
Images. Group. Uncategorized. House of Swords Abbey. There it is.
Yeah, it's awfully dusty in here in more ways than one. Thanks to the
Yeah.
sacrifice of those sisters.
I'm gonna put John's in here leaning against that that pillar.
Well, we had you'd had your conversation with Mara. She shared a number of spells. Oh, and you may want to check those. See if
Yeah,
they
I saw them
match.
in my list. Thanks. So I need to find a nice staff as well.
Cleric. Now, did you just put them all under level 0, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, your character, and I believe I set Sorek's character up because although he's not technically a caster, I set him, I believe, to a mana caster.
That's what you told me. It's going to be a mana.
Yep. So she shared those translations with you,
Mm-hmm.
and then it appears that she is anxious to leave. So is there anything else you wanted to wrap up with her?
So I guess it's going to have to be with the abbess.
Oh,
that
wait.
We leave the javelin then.
Well, you had asked about the javelin, and she said she didn't know why it would have an evil essence to it.
Well,
But-
she said that she suspected it had an evil essence to prevent people from using it, so good people from using it. And she said either she could work on removing the curse, or we could leave it with the abbess, and maybe her and her
Right.
fellows could work on it.
Yep. To remove its cursed nature.
I want to ask her if there's a way to get in touch with her.
She will say the best way is to leave a message at this abbey,
Okay.
and her sisters will find a way to relay the message.
But she's not a member of the Abbey, but the Abbey's order is part of the same group as her?
Yes.
Okay. Do the Sisters of the Abbey have licenses to practice magic?
The abbess does.
The Abbess does.
Yeah,
Okay.
and therefore she confers that license to the entire abbey.
Gotcha.
Just become a nun, and then you can use magic.
What's that?
I said, just become a nun at the abbey.
There
Then
you
you
go.
can use.
No. Then you guys would be stuck here in Anoka doing the Abbey's will.
Just you.
What's that?
Just you.
You.
Yeah.
Anything else? What does Sorak wish to do?
At the abbey, nothing.
Okay. You want to go back and buy that armor?
I do want to check it out. Yes. Yes.
One thing that I think we need to do still at the Abbey is if Jared is still around, to ask him more about the people that attacked us at the inn, because we didn't get any info on that yet.
Ask him about the people. I think I missed the part after the people.
Who attacked us at the inn.
Oh. Okay. He will tell you that he noticed that the women, the sisters and the main witch, did have some sort of symbol tattooed on their arms that did have 7 stars. So he believes it is probably this coven of the 7 stars. And you'll recall Mara had said that coven, although they generally are more naturalistic, tend to keep to forested areas, dwelling amongst nature. They do have spies and operations in cities.
But if I remember correctly, didn't Gerard recognize the man or woman who came in? Because there was some indication that someone recognized them, I think, because they were known to be very powerful or something. I can't quite. Maybe it was just their actions. It's a while ago. I forget exactly how that went
Yeah.
down.
I don't think he recognized anybody, but when the second woman came in, if you recall, a lot of the patrons actually stood up and started fighting at the main door.
Yeah.
And when she came in, she sort of came in with an air of power, and she definitely seemed like she was commanding the rest of the infiltrators, the rest of the other witches and the other men. So, if she wasn't powerful, she was certainly in charge.
Okay. Because if anyone knows in this town, then it would be Jared, I guess. Given
Yeah.
his
I think you
network
mean
of
Jakar,
contact.
yeah.
Jakar, sorry, Jakar. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been misnaming him.
That's right. He'll say he's never seen her, but he does have, as we speak, he's got his band of merry men will certainly be scouring, getting information on who was behind that attack. And he'll find out soon enough from his sources. If you recall, he fled with you right after
Yeah,
that.
reluctantly, if I remember.
Yes. Anything else, Arista?
No, I think that's all I had for. Yeah.
We will also just broach the subject with the abbess regarding the javelin. I mentioned to her that Mara said she may be able to remove the curse on it, whether she'd be able to help us.
She will sort of shrug. She seems sort of distracted by what has just occurred, but she will say, we will see what we can do. Certainly, if you bring it, I will take a look at it.
Thank you, Abbas. You're doing incredible work here, and we think this will help to advance your cause also.
She will say, well, thank you. It was our Abby suffered a bit of a loss with those 4 sisters. They shall be missed.
We will not forget what they've done.
I'm amazed they only lost 4. Oh, okay, wait. Yes, those 4.
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking of the 4 that sacrificed, but there were several casualties outside. Yes.
Yes, because there was gore hanging from some creatures.
Okay, with that, I think we're ready to head out and people start getting their stuff sorted. Whether it be fancy equipment that you somehow. Did we find a way of paying for that yet, or have we got to work on that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, there is enough money if a certain absent person was to give up a dagger he has.
Ah, yes, that dagger. But he never uses anyway.
Correct.
I think it would be a good investment for all of us if that dagger were traded for some shiny paladin equipment.
I agree.
If you need a little more convincing of him, then I'm happy to use the rune voice onto myself and then have a persuasive argument with our half-orc friend that it's for the greater good.
Yes.
I was going to say he's my buddy. Could I just talk to him and maybe he'd be willing to?
Cough it up.
Yeah.
You can try that first, and then if it fails, I'll try my thing, which is
Yeah,
slightly less ethical.
Right.
Slightly more aggressive, slightly more forceful.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my thing first.
RPG.
Now wait a minute. We're all talking about Johnson here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. That's what I thought, but let's make sure. All right. So Johnson, we have this thing we want to do. We don't quite have the cash for it. Yeah. Got anything that's worth anything that maybe we could sell?
Oh, you're talking to him now at the Abbey.
Well, I figure we're walking out of the Abbey, right? Because we're done talking to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So while we're strolling, yeah, have a little conversation.
He'll say, "What exactly are you talking about? What do you mean?"
And, you got a dagger, don't you?
How do you know about that?
Sorry, I thought I didn't know about it.
I vaguely recall that he picked that up. It was part of some sort of loot or something very early on in the campaign, some many months ago.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's ever shared that he had it. I'm just gonna assume he probably didn't.
Oh. Well, in that case, it's harder to say. All right, so I won't mention it then. If I've never seen it. Yeah, you don't have any valuable or anything on you?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an echo with you. I
Yeah.
tell you what,
I
roll a
think-
1d6. Roll a 4. Roll a 5 or higher.
Oh man. Okay.
Roll a 5 or 6. Oh, yeah,
Nope.
no.
He definitely said roll a 5 or a 6, not a 3. Come
Yes.
on, pay attention.
I'm sorry.
No, you do not know about the dagger. He's
Okay.
kept that to himself.
Okay. Well, wait. What are we trying to get the money for?
A special suit and axe pair.
Yes.
Basically paired.
Paladin needs
For
a new
you,
set
right?
of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, see, our friend over here, he needs an upgrade. Between you and me, he's not very good at what he does, and so he really needs a lot more defense.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm thinking that I got some cash that I could probably manage to lend him, but I don't know it would be enough. Do you
Roll.
do you think you might have any?
Roll a charisma check.
Yeah. This is not going to go well.
And that is not prime.
Right.
Alright, he seems
Reluctant?
Yeah, he seems a little reluctant. I get what you're saying, but what's that got to do with me?
Well, right now all the pressure's on you to perform.
Well, I
Would
kind of
take
like
some of
that.
the. Yeah. Really?
Mhm.
You think you can take care of me and Veriton and Sorak all by yourself?
It's a team effort. We've all been participating.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, one of the members of our team has a need.
Okay, I'll
And we're a
let you
team.
try again with this charisma check, but
Okay.
oh, okay. Since you rolled so well.
Did I?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
well.
can't see that. All right. Yes, you definitely rolled very well. All right, he's gonna ask what. So, what exactly are you asking for? You want something from me. You want me to give you something, and this is for Sorak.
Yeah. He needs to sell off some stuff
Mm-hmm.
so he can buy some other stuff.
Well, I suppose I could be persuaded to make a loan.
How much money do you need, Sorak?
Oh, good lord. I liquidate everything. What? Because it's 300 flat.
300 plat?
Or was it
So you need
3,000?
No, I thought it was more like 600 plat.
300 plat is 3,000 gold.
Yeah, hang on a second. Dagger.
Stupid character I cloned you.
Have we figured it out?
I couldn't close my character sheet.
I am trying to look up the. Equipment list. Yeah, magic.
I have to find my notebook. And I have it all now. What's that? Okay. 300 plat.
Okay.
That's what it was. And
300 plat that you need.
yes.
Okay. So you need 3,000 gold.
Why can I not reopen my character sheet?
So yeah, a loan would probably work.
There.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the dagger of venom. Yeah, I just looked back in our chat.
I've got
It's
like
worth 4,750 gold.
I was just trying to find that. I'm not sure where we found that
I
from.
put
though.
the I put the screenshot in the chat. It was from Monsters and Treasure. Mid-August, 15th of August. I put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with the number. I'm just trying to find out where we got that number from, so I know next time.
Yeah, Monsters and Treasure, latest copy. Page 326. I think.
Sorry, what page?
No, I got the wrong page. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm having no problem finding its description. I just can't seem to find anything that indicates its value.
Page 325. top right-hand corner.
Right, and then it was 20
Table 4.3E.
existing. 300.
All right, we can move on. The Monsters and Treasures, the PDF copy I have doesn't go up into 300s. So
No, that would have been the older copy then. Hang on.
yeah,
Let me check. I
and
get,
that's probably the case. Yeah. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
So check page 136, table 4.3E. Maybe that'll be in your copy.
Ah, so through all the tables.
Yeah, fourth edition, that is.
Yep. Got it. Okay.
Cool.
All right, I want to bookmark this somehow.
Yeah, the later, the Monsters and Treasure after that, the fifth printing was massively expanded. They added a huge amount of content. So.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I mean, in general, I've been relying on what's in Fantasy Grounds, which I assume is the later printing, right? So
I guess, but yeah, fourth printing was 178 pages, and fifth printing was 370 pages. So
holy smokes!
almost 200 pages extra, more than double the content.
Very cool. 47,500. Technically, you would have gotten experience for that. All right. Sorry, back to the game. So I think you've convinced him that he's willing to sell the dagger and spot Sorak alone. Question is now, how much is he going to get for that dagger? Good news is he's in a very big city.
And I guess the person selling the armor and the weapon is maybe the right person to be considering for the dagger, maybe. So it could be maybe part of a trade-in deal, so to speak.
All right, Sorak. Well, Johnson sort of begrudgingly hands you the dagger and says, just get top money for that. Better be worth something.
Well, I'll do my best. Because, I'm a smooth talker.
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
Dwarves always are. So you're doing this discussion on the way back to the inn. Was that?
That is correct.
That's
Yeah.
the case? Okay. And if I remember right, the armory is not far from the inn. I'm trying to pull up the... where's it at? Okay. So are you heading to the inn first or the armory?
Ian,
The inn. Okay. So you're back at the inn. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to deal with the fact that the inn was on fire.
It was on fire? Oh!
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. It's the tavern that was on fire. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually trying to remember.
What's that?
I'm trying to remember where Ian was.
It was the Grandestine or something. Yeah,
Yes.
I have that in my notes. So. Yeah, the Grandestine.
The inn will be, I'm going to say, if you look on your map of Aonokai, I have not yet figured out how to, it's that thing there. Oh, I can't move
Yeah.
it, darn it.
Okay, the big black splodge, is that our sketch from earlier? So I can remove that, I guess.
Yeah, I was about to remove everything here.
Okay, cool. Go for it.
What the heck is that? That doesn't help. Can't take that off.
There we go. It's gone.
There's no, oh, okay, I can always do that. Boy, I sure wish I remembered how to drop a pin.
You can draw an arrow if you use the
You
pointers.
used to
function.
drop pins all the time. What happened?
Yeah, I know. Even accidentally. Yeah, I know we can draw an arrow, whatever. I just wanted to drop a pin, though. Darn it. They're called shortcuts. That's not it. Alright. We'll just move along. Yeah, it doesn't help. Okay, so if we look, I'll just describe it. So if you look at the street, if you recall where the tavern is, it's that building that has the looks like three bushes next to it.
Yep.
And you'll notice as you walk by that it is severely damaged. It does not look like it's burned to the ground, but half of it is blackened and perhaps even still small wisps of smoke trailing from it. The area all around it is wet. They had a fire brigade going. And then if you continue down the street, if you were walking from east to west, you see that odd-shaped building. It looks more like a puzzle piece. That would be the inn. So even from the inn,
big one, yeah. The
Yeah.
one we had the black circle around before.
yeah, exactly. Yep. That and you can smell. I mean, you definitely, as you're getting close, you can smell the burning. There's a sense of burned wood. Yeah, whoever put that on there, where that emanates from, its origin, is right in the middle of the tavern. So, not the tavern, the
The
inn.
10 part?
Yep.
And I can't delete it again, so you'll need to.
I know, right?
Yeah, you got to go back into pointers, and then you can say remove pointers.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, we head back, check on the horses, check on our stuff. Hopefully it's still there in our room.
So the horses, if you recall, you had to leave back at Holmgren.
Ah, yeah. You're right.
So
You're
you
right.
don't have
came,
horses here.
You don't have horses.
Now, when
There are no horses here.
you arrive at the inn, the innkeeper will motion to Johnson and say he has a letter from Johnson. I'm sorry, for Johnson. And Johnson will look a little surprised. And he will hand the note to Arista and say he kind of sheepishly say, I can't read. What does that say? And if you look for, let's see, can I put it out to, nope. So, if you, Jan, if you want to look, there's a note called Letter to Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe share that with him and the group.
With whom?
Well, with whomever.
Oh, like I found this and I should.
No, he's
No.
handed it to because he can't read.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so I'll read it and I'm going to pull him aside. Johnson, do you have a sister?
I do. I have a bond sister.
What's the bond? Oh, bond is in blood of the bond.
Yes, when I first came out of the void, not long after, a family found me, clothed me, got me on my feet, and they are of a barbarian tribal nature. So they had a ritual where I became part of their family. Is something wrong?
Yeah. It would seem that Zayla is ill.
Oh no.
Is your family from Thornbrush?
Yes.
Okay. They're asking you to return.
Oh wow. Okay. I guess I better get my things. So he's now interested in going back to his room and gathering his items.
Do we know where Thornbush is? Or is it near here, far from here? Is he going to need to use the navigators again?
He's going to use the navigators. He's going to need to use the navigators. But for in terms of cost or his travel arrangements, when you bought the ticket, so to speak, it was for a return trip. So I mean, it was a round
So
trip.
his return can be to Thornbrush.
Well, he's going to be able to return to Holmgren, and then from there, he's going to have to hoof his way north. So his path to where they met you, Arista, and Holmgren was the void portal, if you will, is very far to the north, and it's sort of an icy wasteland. And anybody coming out of it would naturally wander south or possibly west. And if you come south, eventually you will come across the north-south road, which will eventually take you down past the Womford, past the keep, down to Holmgren.
Okay, so I say to the others that if we can persuade him to wait a little, I can open a portal back to the keep, which should save him some time, at least on his journey
I
north.
wonder if we pay the navigators some extra money, if they could get him closer.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I'd say
Well, I think you should quickly go and buy your gear before it's too late, though. Before he wants that dagger back to pay for something. Not to be hasty or anything, but
it's true.
if you can live with the ethics of that, of course.
It was a worthy gesture on his part.
Where was the weaponsmith thing compared to where we are now? Compared to the inn?
It's not far. I don't remember exactly where we put it, but it's going to be. So you're sort of in the residential district, and let me see. I think I can actually show where the districts are. So as you go up the street, you should see the districting, right? The inn, the tavern are sort of in the southern central area of the residential district. You've got the library and other academic, the university, just on the other side of that district. So I wish I had a thing. It's going to be right.
If you use the pointers functionality, you can draw squares and stuff. That should help. Yeah.
So there's the library, the university, and then this up in here is a lot of the shops. So,
Like a 20.
What's that?
20-minute walk.
Oh, if even that, it's only maybe 20 blocks? Yeah, that's right. That's probably about a 20-minute walk.
So, Sorek, if you want to go and deal with that business, then I will also pack just in case we decide to travel with Johnson, or at least that we can maybe help to convince the navigators to take him closer.
So I will hurry as fast as my short little legs can get me there.
I will head up to my room in the inn and pack everything, and also secure the javelin and stuff. What time of day is it, by the way?
Oh, it's just early morning. Although it would probably take you a better part of an hour to walk back to the inn from the abbey. So, yeah, I would say it's just before noon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we were meeting them first thing in the morning at the tavern. I remember now.
All right, so you want to deal with the armory first?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Arista, I'm going to ask you where you think we should travel next when we're done with the armory. So if you want to think.
Trying to reference my notes on what other things had happened at the armory. Are you just interested in swapping the dagger for the...
Well, basically cash in the dagger, because I don't remember exactly how much it was worth. And then trade my armor and, whatever I need to from the dagger for the axe armor combo.
Right. All right. Well, when you enter, the salesman will sort of recognize you instantly, and he'll say, "I knew you'd be back.
Yeah.
You've come back for that armor set, haven't you?
Maybe.
Have fortunes been good for you? Have you managed to procure the funds?"
Well, on that, I did happen to come into possession of this item. I'll show him the bag. And I'm wondering if I could use it. If you would have use for it as part of a barter.
I see. So you want to trade the dagger for the set?
I think the dagger's probably worth more than the set.
All right. Well, let me take a look at it. I assume you'll let him take it from you.
Yeah.
He'll sort of study it for a moment, sort of swing it around on the palm of his hand. He says, "Ah, it has very good balance." And he'll bounce it on his finger. "Yes, very good balance." And he'll take some dust out of a pouch at his side, and he'll sort of sprinkle it lightly over the dagger, and you'll see a brief glow of green. And he'll say, and it still has its enchantments. Well, can't say these are exceedingly rare, so what are you thinking? You want just an even trade? I could probably swing that.
I think we could probably come to a deal. Since
All right.
I have use for little pointy things like this.
Yeah, I can see it has hardly been used. It seems like it's been very well kept and still has a very keen edge on it. So is it a deal then?
Let me look at that armor again.
Very well. He'll bring it, he'll step in back into a room behind, and he'll sort of bring it out, and it's sort of, obviously it comes in several pieces.
Right.
He'll set it on the counter. And he'll disappear again, come back, and he'll bring back the axe as well.
I'm going to look it over. How about you give me the armor, 200 gold for the day.
Let me see. 200 gold and the dagger.
Just a quick reminder, Sorik, you may want to trade in your existing armor as well, unless you're going to carry it around.
That's part of it. Yes. My armor, the dagger. And I want to get back.
All right, why don't you
Give you a charisma?
Yeah, give me a charisma check.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. But...
And what are you wearing? You're wearing just regular plate?
I am wearing, I believe it's full plate.
Full plate.
Double check. Full plate, yep.
Trying to see what the value of that would be. I think about 100 gold, give or take. Somewhere in that area. Full plate.
Full plate is 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I blew a lot of my money.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, I'm not sure what I'm thinking.
Page 62 of the player's handbook,
Yeah.
bottom left.
Wow, wow, wow. All right. For some reason, all my my factors are off by 10. Okay. Let's see. Let us see. Well, the plate's a bit used, right? So it's a little bit banged up. Needs a little bit of repair. You've definitely been using it. Seems like it served you well.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Got character.
Oh, yeah. Well, everything in here has character. Here's what I'll do. We'll do... You give me the plate and the dagger. I'll give you this armor, axe, and 800 gold.
Deal.
Very well. Pleasure doing business with you. You'll find the armor may feel a little loose at first, but before too long and without too much effort, you're going to find it sort of almost like it sizes itself to you.
Almost like.
Almost like. So I will take the dagger from Johnson. You're going to have to figure out, if you ever see Johnson again, what you owe him. And you can tell him anything you want because he's not here.
Remove my full plate.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and update your sheet.
Well, I don't have the stats on the new plate.
Oh, right now it's at +2. So it's full plate +2. Oh, you're right. I didn't give you an item to replace this. Did I not create an item for this? No. So let me do that, and well, I'll do that while we're working through the next thing, which is, I believe we're heading to the Navigators Guild.
Yes. Well, I need to go back to the inn, collect everybody,
Okay.
and my stuff.
Bear with me a second. I'm looking up. Oh wait. Nope. Do we have it in here? Do not. Okay. So wait, it's 50. Conference is 4. And I will put that in your inventory. looks like you've already removed the other full plate.
Yep.
So we're good there, and the axe. What is everyone else doing at this?
So I've been packing up and preparing to make sure that Johnson's ready to wait for Sorek to come back. Also, I'm discussing with Arista to find out where she thinks we should go next.
Where she should go next. Where we should go next.
What does she think?
Well, I feel like I need to go back to Holmgren and clear out that safe deposit box and take the collars to Priest.
Okay.
So short term, I guess that's my goal.
Okay. So what we can do for that is we can take the navigators back to Holgrim, and then I can portal us to the keep from there, which will also help Johnson travel fast. But we will see first if the navigators can get him closer to where he needs to go.
Well, you know, it might interest me to go to where he is. I've always wanted to know more about us Void Walkers. What do you think?
Wasn't there something that they were doing for you at the university or the library?
Yes. They were copying that book.
And it was
I
going to
need
take
to take care of that before we leave.
So maybe the Johnson needs to go on ahead in any case.
Yeah.
If
join
we
you
can
later.
convince the navigators to take him closer, especially as we all owe him big time now, or rather, Sorek does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
So where to? The navigators?
Yes.
Yes, but only for one of us.
Okay. So
Thanks for the reminder.
So someone's going to accompany Johnson. I'm sorry, was that going to be Vartan?
Well, I
Say
think
again?
I want to go with him also.
Okay.
You mean to his destination?
Well, I was thinking first to the navigators because you'll need to probably negotiate a different return route. But is the intent then that you're going to go with him to?
Well, I can get us back to Holgrim or the keep, but I'm not in a position right now to make a new portal back to this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that. I'm
Enough
just wondering
barriers.
if.
No, I'm just warning the others that if we leave this place, we'll likely need the navigators to get us back because I won't be able to portal us back here.
Gotcha.
Right. I think we
Unless
need
we
to
leave
stay
it one more day. If we leave it another day, I can create a portal here, but not today.
All right, because you have not really had a full rest because the ritual.
Well,
went on
with
through
it
the
being,
night.
yeah. And I've used 6 of my 8 runes, so I've only got 2 left, and it takes 3 to set up a portal.
Mm-hmm.
And a 4th one to activate a portal if I want to activate one as well.
So, Arista, are you going with them, or are you staying here, or what are you doing?
It's
Well,
down to Arista and
I-
what she can sort out with her books, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta work out that book. So
Okay.
you guys are leaving?
Mm,
Sounds like it at the moment.
I just want to go with him to the navigator.
We'll go with him to the navigators, but it's possible that we decide. Sorry, Sorek, did you want to just go with him to the navigator, or do you want to go with him all the way back?
I just want to go with him to the navigator, not leave.
Okay. Then we can do that.
Okay.
Because it's a family deal. It's not like, his sister's been kidnapped and he needs us. She's ill. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling that need that we need to accompany. Whether we go there later, that's a different story.
Right.
Oh, that's. I was just thinking. I've made my portals to static locations, but I could, in theory, make a portal on an item and then give to him, and then wherever he is, we could portal back to him in the future.
But then that's
Ooh.
dream, correct?
But that's A, is tied up static rune, and they're quite precious.
Yeah.
And B, we'll have no idea where he is whenever we activate it.
Right.
And it's not like he can activate it without me, so. Forget it.
Yeah.
Interesting idea, but not practical, right?
No.
So yeah, we'll go with him to the Navigators Guild. Arista, you going to just go and follow up on your book, or are you going to come with?
Well, yeah, I thought I might come with you guys, and then we can make arrangements for when we'll next leave.
Okay, cool.
Because it was only supposed to take a couple of days to get the book copied, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's already been at least one, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming they started on it that very day, but yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to do, Arista?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'll go with them to the Navigators. There's no rush to get back to the library. I just don't want to leave until I don't want to leave town until I've got that done.
Okay.
And again, it's not like his sister was kidnapped, his family's being ransomed. She's sick. So.
Right. We'll make it there in time for a funeral if there is one.
So very gracious.
A very rainbow and unicorn.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, it would not be appropriate for those who are not family to be there while she's ill.
Okay.
We would just be in the way.
Possibly.
In fact, it would probably be helpful if we sent him ahead and then we followed a couple of days later bringing provision. Like maybe maybe we find a wolf or a bear and we dry the meat and bring it to them so they have something to eat, so they don't have to go hunting while they're nursing the sister, right? Yeah.
Sounds as good to me.
Okay. So that's my plan. Hang out till the book is done, and then head over and check in on Jonathan.
Okay. Well, let's
And
take
maybe
the
find
next.
out more about the boardwalk.
Yeah, so let's just take the next step next, which is getting to the Navigators Guild and seeing about altering his return destination. His return.
Indeed.
So as the four of you approach, there'll be a man standing at the door, very tall, bald, wearing very plain gray robes. And again, he'll sort of recognize you and say, "Ah, so you're ready to return? Only one of you has your bags packed, though."
I did say I packed my bags and things,
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Okay.
just in case everyone was saying they're heading to leave, but I don't know
Right.
about the others.
Okay. So not everyone has their bags packed, though, yeah? So not all of you are returning, huh?
Not at this point.
Okay.
But we were wondering if it's possible, please, if our friend here can return to a location nearer to, what's the name? Thornbridge?
Thornbrush.
Thornbrush.
Thornbrush. Not familiar with that. Well, it's certainly possible to bring you back to another place. Let me confer with the headmaster, and I'll be right back. And he'll step inside. And actually, before he'll do that, he'll usher you inside. Well, please come in and find a seat in the waiting room. If you just give me a moment, I'll confer with the headmaster. So he'll bring you in, and just like the guild in Holmgren, everything is very sort of plush and high quality, clean. There's drapes and tapestries and soft couches and a lot of gilded furnishings and crown molding, all sorts of very ostentatious setting. And a few minutes later, he'll return and say, "Well, I spoke with the headmaster. We had some trouble finding a place called Thornbrush, but I believe we can get you. There is a channeling stone not far. It would probably be a few hours walk, but as far as we know, that seems to be a fairly safe area. So just the usual precautions. You would need to take the usual precautions. It's the closest we can get you to this town called Thornbrush. And I'm sure you'll want to know how much that will cost, because it is a deviation from our original agreement.
Yes.
So I'm afraid we'll have to ask for a few more gold pieces, perhaps 150.
Yes, I will pay it.
Ah, a good friend. Will be for the two of you. That's
No,
150
No,
each.
it seems I will be staying. Thank you.
Okay. Very well.
Safe travels, Jonathan. I wish your sister well.
I'll say, well, thank you. And don't forget you owe me for the dagger.
Of course.
Bye, Johnson.
I'll see you soon. I'm sure it's nothing. Oh, he'll ask if will you be here long?
Until my book is copied.
Oh, so just a few days, maybe? Well, maybe this is the end. Maybe I won't see you again. Oh well.
No, we will see each other.
Maybe in Holmgren. Maybe I'll head south to Holmgren after this. Find out what trouble I can create down there.
Not a bad idea.
Going on there for ugly smoke like you.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
I said a lot going on for an ugly mug like you.
Hey, speak for yourself, dwarf.
I will say you can handle your alcohol not very well.
Ho ho ho.
I give him a big grin.
Well, on that note, he'll just sort of turn without much further ado and follow the tall, bald man behind some curtains.
Adios.
Whatever
Okay,
that means.
so now he's gone. Shall we get this spear to the sisters?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're heading back to the abbey to drop off the javelin.
All right.
I deducted the 150 gold.
Thank you.
Also done some research in the background in the meantime. Found out I can use a javelin, so
Oh, you can. All right.
I can. Any weapon £3 or under.
Okay.
The javelins are £2. So
There you go. So back to the abbey, or Arista wants to go to the library?
if we pass via the library on the way, we can stop off.
Yeah, I don't know that the library is a big hurry. I mean,
Well, they did tell you a couple of days, and it's only been 1 day, so we can lead them to it.
right.
Right. Okay. So back to the abbey.
And there didn't seem to be anything more for us to do at the library, right?
I think we did all the research we needed, I think. Am I
Yeah.
wrong? And yeah, other things I'm interested in finding a fine quarterstaff, and we need a decent tattoo parlor at some point.
Yes, let's do that to tattoos.
Flying quarters. I know a place we can go look. I managed to reach the guy. He's so gullible.
I look at Sorek, I say, oh, don't tell me that you traded your armor away and I forgot to remove the runes.
Well, shit.
I need to get those deactivated.
So we need to go visit my friend, the armor.
We'll go just stop by a shop. I can activate the rune while we're outside, and then we can go on our way. Unless he sells fine quality quarterstaffs.
He may. I honestly wasn't looking for a twig when I was in there.
I wasn't looking
I'm not normally one for using such sticks, but you know, this new trick that Mara taught me could come in handy.
Sounds
for
good.
using sticks.
Mayhaps you should come with me.
Come with you
Let's all go.
to
Maybe
the
you
armory.
need a better stick. A better stick to whack things with.
Well, it's not for whacking. It's not for whacking. Come on. So we make our way up to the armory on the way to the abbey.
All right.
Whacking stick. You brutes just think of hitting things the whole time. Paladins need to realize there's a better way.
All right. So as you arrive at the armory, the same gentleman will greet you. Ah, back so soon.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I look at my old armor for a minute? I think I may have left something in it.
We don't need to see it. I can just draw a rune in the dust or against the top of the counter with tracing the outline
Ah.
with a stylus or something while he's looking for a suitable quarterstaff for me. As long as
Oh.
it's here.
My friend, I'm so sorry. You've just missed it. I just sold that item.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, about 10 minutes ago.
Yay.
okay.
I've
Would
got
you mind?
plenty of other regular armor if you need it.
Could you share who you sold it to, please?
To tell him the tale of the great stories. Yeah, us dwarves, we like our stories.
Well, I can tell you, as a matter of fact, it was another dwarf who bought it. But he didn't leave his name. He just came in and he paid exactly what I asked and put his gold on the counter, and I took it. Some sales are just that easy.
I see.
Well, that's frustrating. Okay. In the
Well, then.
meantime, I'm looking for a staff. Do you have any fine staffs, or could tell me where I could get one?
Oh, I do have a few, as a matter of fact. Just one moment. And he'll disappear into his back room. And as he does that, you'll notice he passes through like a wall of beads, hanging beads. And he'll return in a moment. He'll have 3 staves in his hand. They're all about equal length. But they're all made of wood, but they appear to be made of different kinds of woods. One is brown, one is sort of light blonde, and then one is dark brown.
To be clear, I don't need anything, let's say, magical. I just need something of the best quality. So if any of these have magic, then we can already set them aside.
Oh, okay. Well then, he'll take 2 and set them aside. He'll just have the light gray one. He'll say, well, this one's just a normal staff, no magic.
So I check it over. Does it seem to be high quality?
Oh yeah. Very well made, very well balanced. Seems to be sealed with some sort of lacquer or varnish.
Okay. And how much would you want for this fine piece of wood here?
Oh, you know it's free. I feel bad that you needed that armor, and I didn't have it for you. Consider this one on the house.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. In fact, just remember to activate the runes. You just need to say the command word in range of it. So if you see any dwarves, just mutter the command word under your breath from now on.
Are you telling the shopkeeper this, the armor?
No, I'm going to tell Sorak as we leave the shop.
Okay.
I thank the shopkeeper for the staff, and then I think we can leave if there's nothing else anyone else needs here.
I'm going to give the shopkeeper 10 gold. You've helped us a lot.
Well, thank you, my friend. And, if I should happen to see that dwarf again, I will be sure to let him know you're interested in maybe buying the armor back. Or no, you said you just wanted to see it.
I'll buy him some to tell him the tales, that that unseen over a flagon the good hearty mead or ale, whatever his choice.
Yes. Well, thank you
we're
very much.
staying at X Inn, whatever. I don't know if he gave us the name of the inn.
Gave you the name. You're cutting out just a little bit. It gave you the name of the what?
The inn.
Oh, the inn.
Town that's where we're staying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why, yes, I will definitely keep that in mind.
I thank you much.
Okay, then we can continue on to the abbey. But now I say to Sorek, look, you just need to say the command word when you're in range of that dwarf, whoever he is. So if you see a dwarf, just try it.
I can do that.
If you see your
I can
kind,
do that.
just
If
utter
I
strange
see
words.
somebody, yes, no, not any dwarf. Hey, you dwarf!
What were the runes that you had on there?
It was a hit point room.
Oh, okay.
It was, hang on, let me get the exact name of it. It was Static Rune of Shielding.
Sacred of shielding. Yep.
So, and it had a command word, so I associated with shielding and linking and the voice to get a command word on it.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. And you have no way to remove that rune then, huh?
I guess not. It doesn't cover whether static runes can be just stopped being maintained or whether I need to activate them to remove them to free up another static rune.
Mm.
So I think I'm gonna just check. That's my understanding. Times series of runes, additional rune that it's held. Nope, there's nothing saying that they can be removed or anything until they're activated.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, that's a little frustrating.
So on to the abbey.
On to the abbey.
To the abbey.
Okay.
To the abbey.
So as you
What are we
recall,
doing?
the abbey, if you look at the map, is the one in the red. Well, it's almost pink zone. So a little bit of a walk to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you arrive and you'll find it looks like the sisters are very busy, still cleaning up the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies, the mangled bodies, have already been. Now I want to say disposed of, been taken care of, removed.
Yes, any parishioners who saw that might be a little disturbed.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no one there but the abbess and the other sisters. And are you carrying? Who's carrying the spear?
I'm carrying it.
Okay.
It's not in my inventory. I don't know which inventory it ended up in, but
Good
I'll be
question.
Yeah,
carrying
it's in the party inventory. Kind of like who's ever wants to.
That's right, engraved spear, which we can.
Is it a spear or javelin?
Spear.
Spear. Okay.
That's what it said. It was classified as spear. Maybe it's a javelin.
Yeah, because in the text it was all about this guy and his javelin, so that's why I was getting confused.
I don't know too much about those fancy weapons.
Because a javelin legend of Harvin and javelin created by Harvin, but it could be just that the text's got this javelin and spear mixed up over the years. So.
Yeah. Well, and maybe this is partly due to my own ignorance on the matter, but I would assume that a javelin is just a sort of very similar to a spear, but in length.
The biggest difference is javelin has a point on both ends.
What is the point on
Also-
both ends?
Also,
Yeah.
javelin is lighter, so
Yeah.
it's It's mostly designed for throwing, whereas a spear is mostly designed for poking people with, and throwing is if you really need to.
Okay.
They are definitely different items in the equipment list.
Well, there you go. So,
Spear is more pointy on one end and stuff.
Kind of lame.
Also, javelin tends to be more the same material throughout, whereas a spear you could have like a wooden shaft and then a metal point. But javelins could be tipped at the ends, I suppose.
all right. Well, we'll stick with javelin because I know you looked it up, and that was something you can deal with. And for story purposes, it really didn't matter all that much. It was.
Yeah, well, I can use both. Spears on my weight limit and javelins on my weight limit, but they're different, like I say, quite different. So we ask at the Abbey if we can speak to the Abbess regarding the item we discussed earlier. I don't explain what it is.
Okay. She will, in one more second. You
Just
have
picking the nearest person who looks like they know what they're doing.
Well, as soon as you enter, most of the sisters at the entrance will just sort of ignore you, but the abbess will sort of come up to you after recognizing you come in.
Greetings, Abbess. I have the item we discussed earlier here, and then I present the clothed javelin to her.
She'll sort of gasp a little bit. Oh, that is so cursed. Here, let's take this outside. She'll ask for you to leave
Sure.
the church and step outside. And she'll say, I don't want it to, it's evil nature to spoil what is already a very sad scene.
Well, my understanding is this evil is cloaking an item of great good, but if we can only free it.
Yes, I see. Here, let me see it for a second.
So I
She'll-
lay it on the ground and carefully unwrap it, being careful not to touch.
Okay, she'll reach within her robes and pull out some sort of like a small cloth, and she'll use that to pick it up so she doesn't make skin contact with it, and she sort of picks it up and starts peering at the runes. And she'll, after a moment, she'll just kind of put it away from her face, and such terrible magic has been put on this. Someone clearly does not want anyone to really possess this or have it. I fear you've been very lucky that no one has actually touched or tried to even use this thing. I'm afraid the results would have been very bad.
We can thank Sorak for detecting this evil curse before anyone grasped the weapon.
Yes.
Evil.
Very, very wise, dwarf. Very wise. Well,
Turns my stomach being this close to it.
we don't normally deal with this sort of witchcraft. This isn't really what our order is about. But I believe we could probably do something to remove this curse. I assume you would want the javelin back.
Certainly, whoever put this curse on it prevented it from being used from people such as us who are just fighting these forces of evil.
Yes.
If you can help us, it will aid everyone's cause.
Can you tell me how you came by this?
Have you heard of the Where are my notes? The witches of the covens of the seven stars.
Well, yes, of course.
Well, we encountered them, and we found this item in their possession, not being used by them, but tucked away.
Hmm.
We decided it was best not to leave it where maybe some others of their kind could retrieve it.
Did you find this in the same way you found the Magro?
The Mogre was the shard, yeah.
Yep.
No, it was a different location, very different location. The Mogre was in a very ancient building, tucked away. And this spear was definitely tucked away in a much more modern dwelling. That
Modern
was
dwelling. That doesn't sound very much like the Coven. But
well,
nonetheless.
it was near the coven. The coven had an underground lair and a cottage outside the underground lair, and it was in that cottage.
Yeah. Deep in the
You
wood.
could even
What?
coven adjacent.
Coven adjacent. Well,
Yes, it's coven.
that's a new term. I shall have to remember that term. Coven adjacent. Very well. Yes, perhaps I could fetch some of the sisters and we could see about peeling back this ugly veneer of evil.
Is there anything we can do to assist?
Perhaps, it will certainly cost some reagents and some deep, profound prayer to lift this curse. Perhaps you could reimburse the Abbey?
Well, what do you need? And if we can help gather the reagents, maybe if you can tell us where they can be found.
Oh, that's not necessary. We have them here. The reagents needed, the materials. But maybe a donation.
How much would it cost?
Oh, we'll take any donation. Perhaps with the burial costs, let's put a strain on the Abbey. We're gonna have to pay to have someone clean up the grounds and repair the church. Oh, just
Out with a woman. How much?
Okay.
50 gold.
50 gold? I reach into my pouch and I take out 10 platinum. And I say, I think we can afford a little more. So I give her 10 platinum.
Oh, that's very generous. That will definitely go a long way to repairing the damage that's been done, at least from the physical sense. I'm afraid the emotional damage will linger for quite a while. Very well.
Is she saying they're going to need therapy?
I think there's going to need therapy.
Oh, there's plenty of therapy at the Abbey, so we'll be fine.
Okay.
And besides, with this generous donation, perhaps we could even bring in some outside expertise with that. I'm told there are very many skilled surgeons and doctors down in the city below.
Sure.
And how long do you think it'll take to remove this curse?
It will probably take a couple hours. If you could return maybe later this evening.
Oh, so soon? Yes, I can certainly do that.
Very well. And she will shout to some of the acolytes who will come, and she'll hand the spear to them after warning them to not touch it directly.
Can't touch this. Do, 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 do.
Don't touch it. But mother, why not? Because you'll turn into a toad, you stupid little acolyte. Just take it. Take it to my study.
You'll go blind if you touch it.
Yes.
Looking at the notes I have, even the notes are not clear because it says Javin legend of Havern, and then later it says the keeping of the relics of Havern. He did die, and his relics were kept, including his spear. So it's everything's mixed up between spear and javelin. So if it's a
Yeah.
spear, that's good.
No. Let's keep it as a javelin. That's my bad. I apologize. I was too loose in my terms. So the idea was that it was going to be either wielded as I would expect a spear would, as a stabbing instrument, or it could be thrown. Which I believe you can do with both spears. With that with a spear as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but javelin's not really a jabbing implement, like a
stabbing
spear.
instrument.
What you're describing is more a spear. A javelin is much more throwing.
Let's stick with spear. I think that's what I really had in mind. I just used javelin inadvertently. So let me double check that.
Well, javelin is a light spear, so technically it works either way.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with spear.
Cool.
And let me make sure I got the damage correct.
So I speak to the others now. So we have a day to kill here. Is there anything more we need to do?
I need to go pray.
And thanks for your armor and your mace, and maybe bump into other dwarves, right? Nudge, nudge.
Correct. And then, because where else would, I'll have to go to the various places of respite for my holy nature.
That will be appreciated. Thank you.
They are scattered around the town. Sure.
If I can also put out a rumor that dwarves are needed for hire in the local taverns. In fact, we could just tour the local taverns.
Yeah, we could
We
do
should just tour them.
pub crawl.
So you check out your place of worship, and myself, Arista, would you mind touring the local taverns?
No. Wait, you're telling me I have to go to a tavern?
Well, it's either that or go with the paladin to a bunch of temples. Or you can go off on your own, of course.
Taverns. Taverns are good. I like taverns. I could do taverns.
Wow.
And I also know the command word, of course, so I can utter it just as well as Sorek, because it's just the voice. It's not a specific person's command word, it's just a command word.
Now, is the intent that you're just going to shout this out loud, this command word?
Well, no, I'm just going to go to taverns where I see dwarves that look like they have... and if I see dwarves and plate mail, then I'm going to say the command word. I don't scream it out loud, but just issue the command. I also share the command word with Arista, so she can do the same if we're separated and she happens to bump into a suitably attired dwarf.
Gotcha.
Huh?
You're looking for a really handsome dwarf in some awesome plate mail.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Who would happen to be wearing it during the day in the middle of town, in the middle of the city?
Right.
Well, if they look suitably upmarket that I think they can wear the armor, then maybe I will say it in the inn and hope that it activates anything with if they have a room nearby. Let me check what the range on this is.
I always wear them because I'm always prepared.
Always.
Somebody's plugging something in to a computer.
That was me. Yeah, that's me. I'm plugging and unplugging things.
Yeah, no worries. I just recognized the jingle because I have a keyboard switcher that I switch between my work computer and my home computer, and I do it several times a day. Go ahead.
Shielding has a range of 300 feet, so I can probably say it in any tavern and affect the entire tavern.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a picture of you running from tavern to tavern, shouting a strange word,
Yeah.
and seeing if anybody reacts.
What is the word?
Sorak, do you want to come up with a command word? I'll let you choose since it was on your armor. And
Armor shielding. I
What?
was down. Armor shielding.
Armor
shield.
shielding.
Well, I think it needs to sound more Harry Potterish, like Shieldicus Maximus, or
Armor shielderus. Say.
there you go.
Well, that almost sounds like love. Amorous. It's amorous.
Yeah.
Well, no, he changed it. Armor Shieldicus.
Armor shieldicus.
Yeah, but you have to let it trail off, like in Monty Python.
Otherwise, it
Okay.
doesn't work.
Yeah, it has to just sort of
Trail.
Shieldicus.
So, okay, we're doing an impromptu pub crawl. I'm going to be on the lightest mead that they have. Maybe some milk, if they have any, which I know now is very hard to come by, but there you go. And Sorek's going to do his temple crawl.
Okay, so... Well, Sorek, I think yours is fairly straightforward. You're going to go from any temple to any temple, or specifically...
No. Pulls the dwarven. Because plus I need to pay my respects to my god. So
Okay.
he has blessed me with still being here, victory over evil. I need to provide thanks.
Why don't you give
and
me... Oh, go ahead.
I was also going to say each tavern we drop in, I'm going to just ask ask the tavern keep if he knows where dwarves like to hang out.
Dwarves. Well, they're dwarves. They hang out everywhere.
They hang out
to be
everywhere.
more specific. There's dwarves in every tavern.
Armor shieldicus.
And no. Well, actually, roll a 1d6. Roll a 6. Nope, not at this tavern.
Sorry, you were talking to Sorek about his temple.
Oh yeah, no, I already checked.
Now, I'll of course keep an eye out for any dwarves in plate mail that looks familiar. But my primary goal for the first place is to honor my god.
Suck up to your god. Yeah.
Yes. I'll be there for... After that, I'll probably do a kind of...
You trailed off again. We just heard, I'll be there for
a couple hours.
Wow.
It'll take me a couple hours.
Very devout.
Yeah.
We arranged to meet up with you back at the Abbey at dusk. Yeah. So that should give us time to... Because they said only 2 hours to get the curse removed. That'll give them ample time. And then hopefully we've done our things and we can all meet up together.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we meet up at the Abbey and around dinner time.
Dusk is a good time for dinner. Depends on the latitude of the place, of course. But
maybe not so much dinner time, closer to maybe the time one would start preparing dinner. And we just bring dinner.
Bring dinner to the Abbey.
Yeah, why not?
You're saying take a packed lunch.
We've probably been working really hard all day trying to clean up the mess that we made.
Yeah. We can certainly ask one of these taverns to prepare us a feast to
Exactly.
take up there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's do that. I'll do that while I'm visiting taverns and saying armor defendicus. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Shieldicus.
Shieldicus.
Armor shieldicus.
Shieldicus.
No, Shieldicus.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'll be doing. Yeah, so hi. And yeah, do you think that we need food for how many do you suppose there are?
20 or better. 20 or better.
I'd
20
say
or
about half as many as there were yesterday.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah,
now
that's
about a dozen.
About a
So
dozen.
including ourselves, maybe 30?
No, he said not more than a dozen. No?
No.
Correct.
Okay, so including ourselves, maybe 20?
Well, 15.
Food for,
If you're
Food for
eating for
20?
two,
well,
Or
then
unless
I'm
you're
thinking
really
leftovers are good.
okay. Can't argue with that.
Okay. All right, I'll get food for 15.
Because they'll just put them
How's
in their
that?
fridge, right? Their refrigerator.
Yes, because they never had any way to preserve food ever in the past.
That's what dry food was for.
No, I'll have them prepare food for 15 and we'll bring it over there.
We could even arrange for the tavern to take it over there if we pay for
That's
the
even better.
pay for
Yes.
delivery at dusk.
Yeah, because I don't have a floating disc that I could put things on.
You want us to deliver the food where?
the
Yeah,
The Abbey. Yeah.
all the way up there. That's an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to deliver that far. What you paying?
Well, I could just choose a tavern that's closer to the Abbey then.
Yeah, I'm not sure we want to deliver that far.
Okay. All right.
We're not exactly
So
a delivery service.
All right. Well, I'll hoof it up there actually, I won't hoof it. I shall hire a cab.
Oh.
I shall hire a cab to take me up to a tavern near the Abbey.
Armor Shieldicus.
Yep, and I'll
Give me
be
a
just
1d6.
shouted as I ride through town. What?
I'm looking for.
What'd you say, Mike?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Where? Let's talk about real quick. Where were you when you began your pub crawl?
Hadn't we just left the navigators?
Well, we went with him to the temples first, and then we split up near the temples. So I'd say somewhere, that big weird building walls with the hole in it and their strange shape, right in the middle of the map.
Looks almost like an upside down person.
No. Hang on, let me draw a circle.
You're an upside down cyclops.
Somewhere around there ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's not at all what I was thinking. It's okay.
Yeah, I meant that big building just to the west of what I drew. I was trying to say in that district ish.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well,
good.
most of the taverns and the inns and such are going to be in that same residential district. But okay, so you just sort of maybe methodically started at the top and went working your way south. Yeah, as soon as you mutter that word, you hear, "Oh, what was that?"
Bingo.
Bing.
Look over at a glowing dwarf or something.
Exactly. You do. You see a dwarf, and he will be looking around sort of strangely.
Yeah, he has an extra dimensional space around his body for 2 rounds, absorbing 12 points of damage on him. Oh no, the
That'll be
extra
a great
dimensional
time for him
space
to
is
get it.
invisible until struck. Oh, that's such a shame. yeah. I go over to the dwarf that just shouted and just said, "Wow, that's some cool-looking armor you've got there."
Well, thank you. I just picked it up this morning.
You just picked it up this morning. You couldn't give me any tales of valor with this armor, then.
Valor? Who cares about valor?
Ah, okay. Well, enjoy. And I on the way out, I tipped the barman to buy some ale for that table.
Well, thank you, stranger.
So is this where, since we've managed that, is this where I split up with you, or are you going to tag along with me while we
I'll
find
tag
a
along.
tavern close enough to order food?
I'll tag along with you while you try and do your
Okay.
shopping. How much do you want me to deduct for the ale for that table, given that they're dwarves?
Oh, 1 gold.
Okay. Whew. Easy going dwarves. Okay, then we'll move to try and find taverns closer to the abbey so that Arista can treat them.
Order delivery.
Yep.
Uber Eats.
Yeah, exactly. You find a
That's
tavern
me.
called Dominos.
Do they serve
Domino?
flatbread?
They
Do they
do. They
certain
serve a
topping?
sort of unleavened bread, and they have a special sauce made with tomatoes grown in a nearby region.
Nice.
And the bread it's infused with a beer from a distant place called Holmgren. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh,
Never.
God.
Never. Tell me more.
They make wonderful, wonderful brews. But most of the wines are from grown around here, from the finest grapes, the finest vineyards.
It's appreciated.
Yeah. Got any Cavernum milk?
Cavernum, never heard of it.
What?
Now, what is that? Some sort of animal? Some sort of beast?
Cavernum?
Yes, what is that?
It's a tree.
Oh, it's a tree. Well, why would a tree have
Yeah.
milk? You sound silly.
Well, have you ever heard of a coconut?
Coconut? No.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay. Moving on then. If you haven't heard of it, then you won't have any.
No. Now, we do have this milk that is grown around here. I'm not sure if it's from a tree. As far as I knew, it was grown from a bush.
Oh, it's bush? And the milk comes out of a fruit?
Something like that.
Ah, okay. Well, in that case, I'll try some. Boiled,
Well-
please.
You want this sent to the abbey as well?
No, I just want some right now.
Okay. She'll bring out a wine, not a wine bag, a leather, what do they call it, wineskin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how much?
I'm gonna give it just a glass.
She'll pour a glass. One copper, please.
Yep. Oh, and how much for the catered meal?
Let's see. You told her how many to serve?
Yeah, 15.
15. Oh.
Uh-huh. Delivered.
Delivered.
Soup to nuts.
10 gold.
10 gold. And 1 copper.
You don't put pineapple on any of these leavened breads, do you? Unleavened breads.
Pineapple. No, I have no idea what that is. But we do have a very sweet fruit. It's a little bit
No,
veiny.
no. And no anchovies either.
No anchovies.
Pete, do you know something about anchovies and pineapple or something?
They are awful things to put on pizza.
I was
Yes.
gonna say.
They are. Anchovies. Anchovies are just a horrible thing.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Now you got me thinking I want pizza tonight. With
I know. I want
anchovies.
bunyip.
I had pizza tonight, but
I had pizza for lunch actually.
We had pizza last night.
So you don't do a Hawaiian, right? No pineapple and ham.
No, not for me. No,
okay.
no pineapple on pizza. It's just no.
Okay.
Well, but Mark, they don't eat real pizza there.
What, in Europe?
Yeah.
No,
probably
anywhere but Chicago.
Let's not get
New York
started.
would have an issue with your statement.
What's that?
New York would have an issue with that statement.
Mhm.
Well, you know, it's just flatbread with cheese on it. That's not pizza.
Yeah. Quite like the Arabic take on pizza. Actually, that's really unusual
The
stuff.
what?
but Nice Arabic style pizza. It's kind of like
Arabic?
a long, narrow bread with like oval ends, like it would be a circle, but it's stretched right out to like a long thing, and then covered with toppings and cooked much thinner than pizza, but then cooked in a pizza oven with slightly alternative toppings. Very good.
Does it have like curry on it?
I think you can, but they have other. It's been so long since I've had one.
Arab pizza.
Turkish, maybe it's Turkish. Yeah.
Fiha? Fiha? Oh, I see. No cheese. It has no cheese?
They can put cheese on there, sure.
What a travesty.
Turkish pita or Turkish pizza. I'll put a link in the chat.
Well, is that
Turkish.
a dairy herding culture? I wouldn't think so. So it doesn't surprise me that cheese is not a part of a standard Arabic diet. So to
Well,
speak.
lamb. They shouldn't be have
Yeah,
peppers.
cheese, spinach, onions, tomatoes, peppers, and more. But they
Pine
tend to
nuts.
put these minced meats and things on there as well. Yeah.
No, you have me at pine nuts. That'll work.
I see some with pine nuts on it.
Turns out there's a place not far from me that has it.
If you've never
Oh.
tried it, try it. It's really good stuff. So that's you sorted for tonight. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, there won't be anything near us that has it because we can't even get decent Indian food near us or decent Thai. We have to go half hour away.
But yeah,
Llama food.
we're getting a little distracted.
Yeah, sorry, pizza. Yep, don't need. Yep.
I don't know
Okay.
why you keep
My-
using
my
this word
friend here-
pizza. This is just. We just call it za.
Oh, okay. My friend here would like some za. I'm gonna have my milk, my fruit milk, and the meal delivered to the Abbey, please. Soup
And
to nuts.
And as you talked up that wine so much, I'll certainly try some of that too, please.
Oh, certainly.
Is that the wine from Holmgren?
No, local wine.
No.
Oh, good.
Grown
Good.
from.
Yeah.
If you'll notice, northwest of the city, there are several vineyards.
How much for the za and the wine?
Yep. So they're getting you
Mark?
sorted out. What's that?
How much for the za and the wine?
Oh, well, now that you're adding wine to the order, it comes to 15 gold.
15 more or 15?
No, 15
Total.
total.
Oh, okay. So, yep. All right. All right, you betcha. And you know what? Here's a few more for yourself. Thanks for all your help. Make sure it's delivered hot or cold, as might be necessary in certain circumstances.
Well, I'm sure it'll at least be warm.
Great, thanks. So long
My
as the
pleasure.
hot food isn't like cold.
So yeah, with that, I can enjoy my wine for a bit, and I guess we can just mosey back up to the Abbey around dusk.
Indeed.
Unless there's anything else we need to do today.
Anyone interested in fast forwarding?
It works for me. Sorek, you
Yes.
okay there with your praising and sucking up to your gods?
Yeah, I'm gonna donate 100.
Uh-oh, someone's rolling.
100 gold. You are Mr. Moneybags, huh?
No, but I've been a bad boy, so I'm buying penance.
He needs indulgences.
Mm-hmm.
My indulgence meter was overfull. Yep. So, booking my way back up there now.
Okay. So as you get there, you see several young boys handing what looks like sacks of goods to a couple of the young acolytes. And then they look nervous, like they're not quite sure. They look barely 12 or 13. They're not sure what to do, so they just sort of hand it meepishly and then scurry off back down the road, down the hill. And the acolytes will see you as soon as you approach, and they'll say, "Oh, this was a wonderful gesture to send a meal to us at our time of need. I assume you're here for the abbess."
Yes, of
please.
course. Let's eat first.
Well,
Well, it's warm.
yes, please. There's certainly plenty. You've sent plenty of food, so let us set the table and partake of this fine feast for us. You know, we take a vow of poverty here, and so these sorts of meals are very rare.
Yes, you rely on the generosity of others. I understand.
So they will take you into room 12 if you've got the
Oh,
Swords Abbey up.
room 12. Oh, okay.
Sort of like a dining hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
13 looks a bit like a kitchen.
Yep.
14's the pantry.
Yep.
Okay.
11's the dormitory.
And 15 is the room you do not speak upon.
Yeah, what's 15?
Yes, 15 is actually locked. Only the abbess has the key.
Uh-huh.
So you'll
Where they
notice
keep
that... What's that?
I said that's where they keep the wine.
Maybe. Or something else valuable. Or invaluable.
Presumably the abbess sleeps in 8.
That's right.
We have
And the
8, we
mistress
don't know
of the
about all of
novices and the mistress of the postulates in 9.
Wow. You know this place better than I do.
I know, right?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Pete?
I was going to comment that 8 is behind a secret door, but then I see it's not. There's another door to the south of it. Looking, the only way to get in there is through room 5. But the secret door is not so secret.
No.
Where'd you get this map, by the way? It's a nice one.
This,
Yeah, I
I
like this.
believe, is the 001 blueprints. Yeah. It's part of like a humble bundle or something I'd gotten a while ago.
Ah, cool. Nice.
I thought it was thematically pretty neat because it gives you the sense that they're certainly a religious order, but that with the swords you get a sense that there's also sort of a training combative aspect to it. No, almost not paramilitary, but almost paramilitary.
Like warriors for their deity.
Yes, yeah. There certainly are. They promote peace, but some of the there are certain aspects of the order, like that the part that Mara is involved in, that are not pacifists, as you might expect.
But the Abbey is, right?
But the Abbey is, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So can we fast forward through dinner?
Yeah, no. Well, shortly after you all sit down, you'll notice the abbess and the 2 novices that she had spoken to earlier are not present. And then after you begin chowing down, she will come in with the other 2 novices. One of the novices, well,
After we begin chowing down, we begin without the abbess?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
They can't be sure she'll turn up. Huh? She can be a very busy lady, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know your point is a matter of order, as a matter of ritual. They do not dine without the abbess present, but this time they do.
Okay.
So she'll return, and one of the novices who she had given the spear to, her right hand will be in a very thick bandage, and you will even see that it appears that the wound is not may not be completely dressed, because even the bandage has a little bit of blood seeping through it.
Hmm.
And she will look like she'll be very pale and act like she's in a lot of pain.
Oh my.
And the abbess will be carrying what looks like a long stick covered by a cloth. And she will find you and sort of set this down on the table, and she will say, it is done. We have removed the curse. But I must warn you, this weapon is incredibly sharp, as one of the novices learned earlier.
Oh my.
I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you very much for your assistance on this.
I would like to jump up, grab a clean glass of wine, and take it to the injured woman
Mm-hmm.
and slip her a few stones. Tell her, these will help you feel better. Take 2 and call me in the morning.
Wait, call you? You know, that sort of thing is forbidden here, you know that.
Calling?
Well, yes, and affections.
Affection? What?
Well,
Well, you asked me to call you,
Well,
as a romantic lover might call one.
no. Call on me, as in visit. Visit me in the
Oh.
morning. Tell me how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine, thank you. Especially with this
Yeah.
wine. I'm afraid I'm very, very unused to wine.
Yes, well, the stones will help you feel better straight away.
Okay, I'm going to unwrap the spear and ask Sorek. This seems safe now, right?
I will give it a once over.
Mm-hmm.
See if I detect anything.
Yeah, you're just detecting evil, right? Is this not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
don't. Yeah, all you can do. Okay, yeah, it's you don't catch even a hint of it, no trace of it. You'll notice too when you. Oh no, you haven't uncovered the spear yet, right?
Yeah, I uncovered it and then I
Uncovered,
asked
okay.
him to check it.
Yep. So when you do, you'll notice that all of those strange runes are gone, and you'll find that the shaft is a very kind of a deep red, like a cherry kind of wood, and they
Nice.
have put a what do they call it? Like a scabbard over the spear tip, and it's been tied off with some sort of leather strap
Nice.
to protect the spear from harming anyone else.
I run my hands over the spear now. Finally, glad that I can touch this thing, and just lift it up a little to see if it feels well balanced, and just to see how it feels as a spear. I leave the scabbard over the point, of course.
Right. It you'll notice it feels lighter than you would expect, and it seems as if it balances no matter what way you hold it.
Oh, this feels good. This may be my new choice of weapon when I'm not shooting arrows into people's faces. Huh? Okay. So now we just need someone who can tell us a little bit. I asked the abbess while she's here if she can tell us anything more about this spear.
She will say, well, this is odd. I started to edit this. I had it locked and it went ahead and edited anyway. Very, very odd. That looks like a bug. She will say, I can't really tell you other than I can sense there's certainly a great power that seems to have been unleashed once we removed the cursed runes on it. And as I've said before, it seems incredibly sharp, as my novice had learned due to her careless handling of the item.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so this is something I will maybe. Who's been able to identify stuff so far? The armorer did. Did the library seem to help in this regard much? They got a description of the thing, but I don't think they helped us in identify anything, did they?
Yeah, let's see, was it the library where you learned about Havern and the relics?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, you could try taking it to the armorer. Maybe he could tell you more about its provenance, but
Otherwise, we're going to the Mage Guild or whoever it is looking after the use of magic and asking them if there's someone who can identify a powerful magic item for us. For now, I cover the spear back up and just strap it to my back and chow down on some what did they call it? Cider?
Right?
Cider? Pizza.
just Za.
Yeah.
They called it Za.
Za. Chow down on some za.
Yeah.
Abbas, did you get a piece of this za? It's pretty good stuff. Those shadow dice are just scary. I don't like them. Not one bit.
You just start rolling and you're like, what?
Just checking things out. I'm sorry, who did you ask? Did you ask Sorek if he was enjoying the Za?
I said to the abbess to try some of the za. It's delicious.
Oh, she will say, "Oh, no, thank you. I'm afraid there's something in this local dish that does not agree with my stomach, but I'm definitely going to try the wine. I've heard it's a local variety, or they tell me it's a local variety."
It's good. It's good. And then I lift a glass to her and say, "Well, to all the good work that's been achieved here today, and to those who sacrificed themselves to enable it to be done."
Yep.
So say we all.
Very well. So say we all. May Zaleth be praised.
To Zaleth. Okay, so I think we will finish up here and head back down to get some much needed rest. Sarek, Arista.
I'm good with that.
Uh-huh. Sounds good.
Okay, so we thank them all at the Abbey, and then we head back down to the tavern to sleep off the wine and the za, which has filled our bellies, and hopefully wake up in the morning refreshed.
Yep. As you leave, the abbess will tell you she's very thankful for your kind gestures. And returning to the inn.
Yep.
So I don't currently have a map of the inn, but we'll work with that.
As long as nobody attacks us there, so we can have a good night's sleep, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I will confess I had not planned any encounters at the inn other than
Just kind of coming in, coming out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, think of it like a hotel, Unless you're hanging out at the hotel pool, you're probably not spending a whole lot of time at the hotel. At least when you're out of town.
Yeah, I would have a need to be or want to be hanging out at the hotel. In whatever.
Does
All right.
the inn have a nice, set of cozy chairs near a fireplace?
The inn? Certainly, yes.
Mhm.
When you come in, there's a sort of a what do I want to call it? Like not a greeting room, a lounge area. Yep, where there's a chimney.
Great.
I mean, a fireplace, many large chairs.
So I'm gonna kick my feet up, pull a couple of books, pen and ink, and you'll hear me mumbling to myself, there has got to be 55 points in here somewhere.
55 points.
You're going to roam the streets looking for trouble, are you?
Yeah, it's a way to pick up some quick XP.
Doesn't have to be trouble, it just has to be 55 XP.
Excuse me, sir. How much are you worth? Oh, no.
Only
What level are
5?
you?
Have you got 10
I'm
friends?
worth 45 XP. Okay, not enough. You're free to go.
Well, you could certainly head back to Holmgren. Bound to be fun.
Well, yeah,
brewing back there.
Yeah.
we're waiting on the thing.
Well, we're waiting on your book, and I want to try and get someone to take a look at this now usable spear.
Yep.
Can you hang on? I will move it out of the party sheet into my inventory. If anyone minds, let me know.
And I'm trying to remember. I'm going to give them the spell book, and they're copying the horticulture book for me, right?
Copying the horticulture book. You're
Right.
loaning the other book to them.
Yes, it's on loan there. Great.
So, what you were waiting for? What specifically with the horticulture book?
Yeah. I wanted a copy of it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, that was a few sessions ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I need to be able to identify a cavernum tree,
Mm-hmm.
which apparently isn't a tree, it's a bush.
Well, so said the young tavern woman.
Exactly.
So you need to work on your identification somewhat.
Exactly.
Da-da-da-da.
And I need
Oh,
to know how to cultivate.
were you interested in any of the tattooing?
Yes, we need tattoos. So how about tomorrow morning? I'll go check in at the library, see how that copy's coming, and then we go and get inked.
Yep, and also at the library, I see if anyone can identify this spear. If they cannot, if they tell me who can, and maybe let's just play it by ear from there.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I will be starting to engrave my fine quality staff. Not putting any specific runes on it now, but putting some of my personal runes and swirls on it as I contemplate which runes is going to be embedded into the staff.
Okay.
So, do we have a peaceful night?
You do?
Okay, cool. I can reset my runes.
I yeah.
Actually, I will cast, before we go to sleep, as I had 2 runes left, I will cast Runic Inscribed Staff on the staff so that it becomes ready the next day for putting runes into it.
Yep.
I lose you guys?
Clean. No. No, there's a moment for here for a little bit of record keeping. I'm just updating my notes on what we've gone over and what we haven't.
Okay, sounds good.
That. Got that. Okay. Well, if assuming nothing else is no other plans, morning will come on with an uneventful night. If everyone hasn't recovered their hit points by now.
Right?
Not that it matters, but Johnson.
Sorry, were you wounded at all, or was it just Johnson who took some hits?
I think it was just Johnson. All right, so where to? To the
To the library, yeah?
Yep. To the library. I believe this is Arista's deal, yeah?
Yep, it's mine.
Yep. But I will also be asking if they can help me find someone who can tell me more about a magical item.
What magical items specifically are you interested in?
It's a weapon. It's a weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm afraid you have it. Maybe we could take a look at it.
You're able to help with this?
Uh, maybe not, or maybe I could find someone to help you.
Okay, I take the spear from my shoulder and lay it carefully down on the desk.
She'll say,
Be
well,
careful
Alex,
of the point. It is very sharp.
I see. Well, I generally, as a rule, avoid weapons, especially bladed weapons. Do you know anything about this item?
I know some rumors, but I would like someone to come to their independent assessment so that I can see how much it tallies with what I believe myself.
I see. Well, we're not exactly. Are you trying to obtain its value, or it's?
More of an assessment of the enchantments that are placed upon it, which is why I was thinking if it cannot be, if there's no person here who can help, if you could point me in the direction of someone who would be able to provide such an assessment, that would be appreciated.
I see. Well, if you'll just give me a moment, I think I might know of someone who might be able to help. And that was a young woman that you were talking to. So she will sort of go off into the back area. A moment later, a very elderly looking human will come out. Very thick glasses. Sort of shamble out, looking very frail, but she will be sort of talking to him at his shoulder as you both she and he both approach you, and the man will, sort of hard of hearing it seems, will say, what is this now? You have something to show me? Some sort of weapon?
I gesture towards the desk. I'm looking to know some more about this, if you could help me.
Oh, I see. He'll bend over and peer at it and sort of study it intently from tip to, what do they call the end of it? Haft? Tip to end. Tip to tip.
Well, if it's javelin, it's tip to tip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a spear.
It's a spear.
Okay, so tip
To
to
butt.
toe.
To butt.
To butt. There you go.
Yep.
And they'll say, "Oh, tell me, how
You
did you
checking
come?"
out my butt?
No, that's just a term they use. Tell me, how did you come by this?
I was. I don't think that's so important right now, but it took a great deal of effort to preserve this from evil, and I would like it to remain so.
Well, may I touch it?
Yes, gently.
Oh, certainly. You'll sort of pick it up very gingerly, and you'll notice he is sort of seems to be intent on staring at the butt of the spear, and he'll say, "Oh, wow." And he'll lean over and murmur to the young woman, who will then promptly run back, and he will then turn to you and say, "Well, if you see here," he'll point to a marking. He'll say that would suggest that this might just be a very ancient spear, made about 4 millennia ago. And I only know of one such spear that's rumored to still be in existence. But I sincerely doubt that this would be such spear. But I've asked the attendant to fetch my notes.
Very good. This is so far in line with my understandings.
So the young woman will return. She's got just a couple of books and some loose papers, and she'll hand it to him. He'll plop it down on the table. I'll start thumbing through it. And he'll say, wow, this is unbelievable. And he'll hold up a paper, and it has a drawing of what looks exactly like that spear. Of course, without the scabbard. And it'll have many notes. Not in a script or a language you immediately understand or recognize. And he'll say, well, according to this could possibly be the spear of Havern. But that would be a phenomenal find if this is something that actually has surfaced. And no offense, but you don't look like a very powerful person.
Some offense taken. But I'm not asking you to tell me whose spear it is or where it came from. I'm looking for the enchantments or aspects on this spear that I should be aware of.
Oh. Well, the legends have it. I have found no completely reliable source, but from what I have gathered, many legends surround this spear. And it is part of several artifacts that were left from Havern, who was regarded as a very powerful warrior. And according to legend, if these artifacts were gathered together, they might grant the wielder great power.
So there are more artifacts. What are the others?
Oh, let me take a look. Ah, yes, of course. Well, there is a shield, and it looks like something like a belt. Yes, a belt. And some sort of... Oh, what would this be? Some sort of... what do they call those things you wear around the neck? It's got a...
Talisman?
Yeah, not a talisman. It would be on a leather...
Pendant? Like a pouch.
Yes.
Like,
But it'd be flat
yeah.
with some... Well, it's essentially like a talisman, but it'd be on a flat leather... Yeah, a talisman. It's made of leather and it has this sort of symbol, and he shows you the symbol of what's inscribed on the leather piece. Say, do you have any of these other artifacts?
These? No. I have not seen anything else with these inscriptions.
That would be a truly remarkable find. Other than that, I can tell you not much about this. I don't know of its particular properties. There are some rumors about it being very accurate and very keen-edged.
Yes, that we understand.
Keen edge.
Yes, a very keen edge.
Is there anyone in the city that can help with discerning the particular properties of this spear?
In the city, not really, but I do know of an old dear friend, someone I once knew a long time ago. He lives very far to the east.
At Holmgren, by any chance?
Oh, that name sounds familiar. I believe he might live near there. His name is Evander.
Yeah.
Yep,
Evander the Wise, they called him.
indeed.
He's very hard to find, though. From what I understand, he's fallen into a bit of a pickle several hundred years ago. Some sort of lover's squirrel, a witch, and wood, and a curse. I don't know exactly. I haven't spoken to him in a very long time.
Okay, thank you very much for your insight. It's been very helpful.
My
And I
pleasure.
lift this spear back up off the desk and strap it back to my back.
Say, you wouldn't be interested in maybe lending that to the library for study?
You're absolutely correct. I'm not interested. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's too bad. We rarely get such interesting things happening around here. It's all the boring stuff and
Well,
oppressive
unfortunately, I
rule.
won't be staying here in Aniokai for long enough for it to be put on exhibit or researched in great depth. That's why I'm looking for someone with some urgency to help me identify more of its specific properties.
Oh, I understand. Perhaps, you could consider donating it if some unfortunate end should befall you. And, people do that. They will their goods to, the wonderful collection here at
I
our
have
guys.
the feeling that if I reach an unfortunate end, this spear will never be able to find its way back here. I will do my best to protect it.
Oh, well, good luck then.
Thank
It's
you, sir.
very fortunate that you found it. You don't seem to be anybody very important. What is that? Okay.
Okay, let's just ask you one more small favor, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure.
Clearly, it might be best if people were not aware that this item has come to light. So, if you could make sure that your acquaintances and colleagues here at the library did not spread the word any further, then
Oh,
that would be greatly appreciated. And with this, I tap a
wow.
one platinum piece on the counter and just
Oh,
push it across the desk in his direction.
oh. Well, that's wow. That's a very big favor. I was gonna tell all of my colleagues. Well,
Well,
what is there anyway? Oh, it's a platinum. Hmm.
so
Maybe
so
I've misjudged you. You seem to have a lot of money.
you're forgetting about this spear now, aren't you? You're forgetting you've even seen it, and that
Oh, I don't
your
know if I could
colleagues have
forget
not
that.
seen it.
But I certainly might be more inclined to not talk about it with my colleagues now. But what about the
I would.
girl? She's seen it. He'll sort of shake his head and nod at her. She'll sort of
I
beam now, like, yeah, yeah.
I take out 5 gold and push across to her. Of course, you didn't share the same level of knowledge, but I'm sure you can be silent.
Oh, I see. Little old me is 5 gold. He gets a plat. I get 5 gold. Okay.
Well, he knows more of the spear. He could give me all this information.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
five gold for his knowledge and 5 gold for his silence. For you, 5 gold for your silence.
I suppose.
Here, have another 2. I push another 2 gold over to her.
Well, you truly are generous.
Well, you
So,
seem to know a lot about these weapons and stuff. Is that a specialty of yours?
Well, yes, I am the local uh, uh, keeper of the knowledge of ancient weapons and armor.
So I got a question for you. I'll make it worth your while too.
Mm.
And I'll
Today is turning very profitable all of a sudden.
I'll unhitch my axe and just lay it on there and says, "Does this look familiar to you? Anything?"
May I look at it?
Yes.
He will pick it up, and as he picks it up, it almost as if it sort of grows. You almost see it growing just a little bit longer. It seems larger than it was when you were holding it.
so he touches the shaft and it grows longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, and I should note too, as Sorak is holding it over the last however long he had it now, not quite 24 hours. It will seem as though it has sort of shrunk to fit your hand more closely. Not significantly, so it hasn't diminished its capability, but it seems like it has been more appropriately sized for a a dwarven grip. So briefly, as he picks it up, it's almost as if it seems like it grows a little larger to fit his human hand. And he looks at it, and again, he eventually starts looking at the pommel, the butt of the axe. And he'll say, "Oh, this too bears a mark. This also is from about the same era. How remarkable. Two such ancient weapons. You don't seem very important either, dwarf, but I'm sure I'm completely mistaken. I'm sure you're also very rich."
No. No.
No, you're not rich. Can I ask how you came by this?
No, you cannot.
Wow. Here I am providing all this information, and neither of you
I didn't
has
say I
been very...
not. Just some details are not needed.
I understand. Well, I can tell you generally that there are items that were made in this era. It was sort of a golden age of weapon making and armory. There were so many powerful weapons makers, and they often imbued many enchantments into their weapons. And I'm sure I don't have a particular detail on this weapon, but I can tell you that based on its maker's mark and the era from which it comes, this is probably a weapon that will grow in power as you grow in experience. So I can already tell from just holding it that it seems like it's also has a pretty sharp edge, and it feels like it swings a little better than an average axe. So my guess is it has a enchantment to make it more damaging than a normal axe.
Yeah.
Bearded axe, right? Yep.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I'm sure you look like a very capable fellow. I'm sure this axe will serve you well.
So you don't know anything else about it?
Not particularly. I think things like these,
Slide.
based on the legend, these stories on these weapons and these armors made in that time often accompanied the wielder.
Interesting.
So
Do you have any idea who might know more?
Oh, I'm afraid there's no one in this city that knows more about these ancient weapons than I do.
What about outside of the city?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps if you seek out Evander to find more about the spear, you could ask him too about this weapon.
Thank you very much. You've been almost helpful, and I will also slide a platinum over to him.
Let me guess, I'm supposed to be quiet about this one as well.
Nah, I don't care.
Well, in that case, I'm afraid I will be talking to my colleagues
That's fine.
about the one magical weapon that came across my purview today.
And which one is that, for clarification?
Oh, this axe, this wonderful, wonderful axe.
Yes.
I'm certain your stories will
I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yes. Perhaps in a while you could return and I could learn from it what wonderful stories what wonderful experiences you have gathered.
Maybe someday.
Oh, I should look forward to that. Wow, so much excitement. It's such a lucrative day. I think I might leave early for my nap. Maybe visit the tavern for once in a while. In a long while.
That sounds like a smashing idea.
I'm suddenly inspired to go find that ruby scepter.
Isn't that back in the vault?
Yeah, that's exactly where it is.
He will turn to you and well, you and what have you come across? What item that you don't care to discuss about its provenance have you come across?
Okay, I'm gonna drop my staff on the counter.
Interesting. And will you tell me where you came by this?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. How interesting.
No, I've just always had it.
Interesting. You'll pick it up, look at it, sort of set it down. Well, I'm not sure if you thought there was something unique about this, but it looks like a common staff to me. It doesn't even have a maker's mark on it.
I didn't think there was anything special about it. You just wondered what I had.
Oh. Are you trying to be funny, young woman?
No, I was sincere. You asked a sincere question. I give you what I have.
I see. There's always one in every group. He'll look over at the young woman. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Just one small thing from me, please. Do you know any good tattoo parlors around here?
Tattoo. Is that where they inscribe the ink on your skin?
See, you do know about them. I knew you were the type.
Well, I personally don't cater to such whims, but this young woman, Sarah, can probably point you somewhere. And the young woman you originally met will say, "Yeah, there's one not far from here. In fact." She'll describe a place it's just a few blocks away.
Thank you very much. And just to ensure your silence, why not? And then I push the final 3 gold to her, which takes it up to 10, which is 1 platinum.
Yep. Wow, this is
Silence is good.
wonderful. I can take a month off of work now.
No, that's for you to discuss with your boss here. This is not for us, huh? And that would be a month quietly off work, yes?
Well, yes,
You know
of
why?
course.
You know why I ask you not to say anything, and I turn on my charm to the max here. You know, the people who want to know about this spear, if they know that it exists and that it's around, and that you know where the whereabouts are, then they may want to inflict certain pain and difficulty on you to find out exactly where it is. If they don't know it exists, they won't know to come to you, and they won't be hurting you to try and find me. So it's just in your own interests that it's best that you don't tell anyone that you've even heard of it, let alone seen it. Yes?
Yeah, so as soon as you finish saying that, she'll sort of draw back and begin to cower. She'll say, "Really?" And she'll look over at the old man, and he'll just sort of shrug and nod. Probably. Probably.
Just so we're clear, just so you understand the kind of people I would rather avoid and the kind of people you would certainly rather avoid.
Well, I hope those sorts of people don't come around libraries very often.
When people don't talk, they never come around libraries.
Understood.
So, Arista, about your book.
Yes, about my book. How's that copy coming?
The young woman will ask, "What? I'm not quite sure what you mean. What book? Did you make arrangements with someone else here?"
I did. I had arranged for a commission for copying a horticulture book.
Well, that's usually Mr. Smalley's department. If you go down this hallway and you turn right,
Mm-hmm.
there you'll find a room,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find a matronly woman there.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps she's the one you spoke to last time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds great.
So, assuming you go down there,
Indeed.
and as described, a matronly woman will say, "Oh, yeah, you were here. Actually, was it just yesterday? Or was it 2 days ago?
It was two days ago
2
at
days
least.
ago. Yeah. Okay. Just say, I had my scribes working day and night. We've managed to copy the book for you."
Already? That's wonderful.
And the spell book?
Yeah. Yes.
Still planning to leave that.
Yes. I can leave that absolutely. Can I commission a copy of it as well?
Oh, certainly. We can certainly do that, but of course, given the arcane nature and the complexity of the material within, it will take us quite some time
Of course.
to make a copy. Perhaps if
Yeah.
you returned in a week or so.
Indeed. No rush on this one.
Oh, okay. Then I should be able to give my scribes the night off.
Of course.
Anything else?
No, I believe I already paid him for the first book because they wanted payment in advance.
Yep.
Can I give him half up front on this one?
Yep. Do you remember what the fee was for the other?
I don't.
I don't either.
What's that?
I do not either. Well, if you intend to leave the book, to leave a copy with us, then I shall provide you a copy for free.
Oh, well, that's spectacular. Thank you. Then I shall return in due time.
And I may have asked you before, and I apologize if I have. Do you know how you came by the book? Or could
It
you share?
belonged to a
Of course you
friend.
know. Could you share how you came by the book?
It belonged to a friend.
A friend, I see. And your friend's name?
Let's just say she's one of my many sisters.
I see. So a woman gave you a large spell book with what appears to be a great number of arcane rituals and spells. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have a very generous friend.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it will add
To be clear, Mark, this is the book that she said was just full of just regular. It was a book that she had gotten from someone else because it was just a regular old spell book. This is not her personal spell book. Right?
Well, yes.
It was the personal one I gave back to her.
Right. But this was, yeah, you're right. This is a book of many spells, including some that she herself had created.
Oh, I thought she had said that this was a common spell book that she had gotten someplace else.
No, this is just a very large book full of lots of spells, but they are encoded in very arcane language. So you had asked me. You had asked me. I'm trying to remember what our conversation was. You had asked me. There was
I knew there was a reason why I felt like it was safe enough to leave here because it wasn't going to be able.
Go ahead.
Because it wasn't going to be able to be used by most people.
Well, I believe she told you could have the book and hold the book. I don't recall you telling her what you were intending to do with it.
No, I did not. I don't remember telling her either.
I would say it's your assumption or belief that no one else could read it. I don't want to metagame too much. You may want to think that through a little bit. Because if you recall, so what has happened is you got possession of it, right? But you were not able to really decipher a lot of it, right? Because it's at a skill level above your own, and in a very not rare but hard to master script. Okay.
Right.
Mara shared with you some of the contents.
Right.
And said she had added her own spells to it, although she didn't say which.
Okay.
Then you had also asked, if I recall correctly, about another book they call, what do they call them in here?
That book?
Chapbook, yes, chapbooks. And I said that was just to scribble spells in. It's essentially your own personal spell book.
Right.
So maybe that's where the confusion is I might have said personal spell book.
Yeah, maybe that's the confusion then.
Yeah. Now don't let me talk you out of it. If you don't, I'm not telling you don't do what you're about to do. I'm just saying be aware that Arista may be making some assumptions here.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. All right.
The library would definitely be happy to add it to their collection.
And there's no way for me to know which ones are Mara's.
Not immediately, no. Maybe if you had more time with her, she would point them out. Or...
Okay. Well, in that case, now that I think about
decisions. Well, you can think about it, and we can pick this up right here. We're actually a few minutes after 4 now.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to tell the lady at the library that I actually need to hold on to it just a little bit longer, and then I can bring it back to them.
She'll say, "Oh, are you sure? We'll be happy to make a copy. If you just want to, if you would, be generous enough to donate it, we'll be happy to make a copy for free."
Well, it was never meant as a donation. It was meant as to lend it. However, I do want to take a peruse through it and make sure that in the copying of it, there is no danger to the scribes.
Oh, we deal with these sorts of books all the time. We have certain charms and rituals we perform that prevents danger to the scribes themselves.
Yes, of course. And I'll be sure of that before I leave it here. Thank you.
Well, perhaps you could just lend it to us for a while then.
Yes, that was the intent. I'll need just a little longer with it.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Thank you so much for copying the other book.
Oh, that's our pleasure. We love to share knowledge, of course. That's why we exist.
course. Of course.
Well, I hope you'll be able to return soon.
I expect I will. I plan to.
Very well. If you have no other business here with me, perhaps I can return to
Indeed.
my work.
Yes, of course. I don't want to keep you.
Very well.
There we go. Now we're all rounded up.
Here we go.
All those loose ends are tied.
Just the
And
tattoo parlor to visit.
yes, the tattoo parlor.
Yep.
Given the time frame, do we want to just assume that you are going to go to the tattoo parlor and we'll begin next
I think-
session with them, or do you really want to roleplay that out? Or
No,
If you're happy, I'm happy to say we just go there and get the tattoos.
okay, that's fine by me.
But
Yep.
for me, just to keep it clear, because there were two options of tattoos. The one that I was thinking that we're getting, not both of them, but the tattoo of blessed fervor. Fervor.
We're not getting both of them?
Well, the tattoo of defense is mostly for people who fight back to back. We can get those as well, but it costs one static rune to maintain on all teammates. Now, given that we don't have people willing to fight back to back at the moment, it's not something we commonly do in combat. It's not something I'd normally want to hold a static rune on right now. If we had two fighters that were going to plunge into the middle of combat and potentially fight that way, then it may be more useful. But at the moment, I think the static runes are best used elsewhere.
Yep.
So for me, the tattoo of blessed fervor, that one is really useful. And when I activate it, everyone within 30 feet who bear the rune receive the favor on the next action.
So here's my question for Mark. If we all got the tattoo of defense, could we get the tattoo without making it into a rune, like not activate it with the static rune until we decide we want to?
Well, it's one static rune to maintain, so I could just not maintain it as a
Right, and so
as
I'm
an
asking,
ability.
does that mean that the tattoo disappears, or that it has to be reactivated?
So the way we'll play this, I think, is you can get the tattoo, and the tattoo will appear as just sort of a very light tattoo, and not be active in any way. And then if he wants to activate it, situationally, then he can sort of retrace the tattoo, as he would with any other rune. In other words, sort of inscribe it, except it'll already be there in ink and skin, and that would activate it, and then cost the static cost, the static.
And then it's active as long as I maintain that static.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
In that case, we can get both.
Right.
But of course, the tattoo of defense we would not be
Yeah,
activating.
sorry. I just wanted to make sure that we could get the tattoos while we are near a tattoo place.
Yeah. No, the intent, for what it's worth, was that you would get the tattoos, but they wouldn't necessarily be, their actions wouldn't necessarily be available without the rune mark, A, being present, B, being involved, and C, concentrating or whatever.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yep. For the
Sounds
tattoo of blessed fervor, though, that one is much more straightforward because I can activate it just by activating a rune. But the other one costs a static rune. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good. Then we'll all get both, and then we're sorted.
Great.
How much will you say it costs?
Oh, I don't know. I would say service. I would say 10 gold a person for both.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I'll
30
pay with the
total.
plat.
I took my 10 off.
Yeah, I took mine off too.
All right.
I've deducted a plat, so
Yeah. So one on the back, and then one where?
where
Blessed
you
fervor.
want. You just need to have it on your body, so it's up to you where it is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put it on my torso. Maybe right over
Not on your
my.
butt, go on your butt.
No. So I'm gonna put it someplace. Let me put it this way. I'm not gonna put it on a limb, because that way, if the limb gets cut off, I still got it.
Wow, you are too pessimistic.
Right?
What happens if they cut my arm off or my leg off?
Exactly.
You got bigger problems.
It might be when you need it the most, though.
Oh. But I got a jet, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got to go too.
Understood. Me too. I gotta go cook dinner.
I gotta go
Pizza.
eat dinner.
All right. Well, enjoy your dinner.
Don't forget Turkish pizza.
Yeah.
Turkish
definitely.
pizza.
Just pizza.
All right. Good night,
Okay.
Pete.
Everybody
Thanks for the game, guys. It's
Yep.
been a good one. Thanks.
Thank you.
See you
Bye-bye.
next week, or listen to you next week, or speak to you next week. Cheers. Bye.
See you, bye.
Cheers.